Hello, it's Phil Aston here from Now Spinning Magazine. I was in the process of putting together a video doing an unboxing on this huge John Mayall box set from Madfish Records, which I recently got hold of. And the news broke at the time of me doing this that John Mayall has sadly passed away. I'm still going to look into this set, but I felt I should say something to recognise this event. And these words in this video is dedicated to all John Mayall's friends and fans and family from around the world. And when I do anything like this, I'm not going to give you all the stats of what he did and everything. There's tons of that stuff out there. I'll just try and talk about how I feel, my own personal story, and also point out some albums that you might want to play in remembrance of John, or you might in the comments want to tell me what else you are playing, because again, this is just my personal view really. And the things that I pick are also hopefully for younger musicians, fans who will see this news and think, who is this guy? Where do I start? So I'll do my best to cover as many bases as possible. I became aware of John Mayall from the people his band produced and created into stars in their own right. So I became aware of Eric Clapton, Peter Green, Mick Fleetwood. I found out where Jack Bruce came from before Cream, Mick Fleetwood, Ainsley Dunbar, Keith Hartley, all these kind of names I knew from different things, and they're all, when you tracked back, everything moved back to John Mayall, who remained throughout his career, which he never stopped playing, literally until, he's recently died, has always been like in the background and the understudy. Huge influence on blues rock and roll, rock music, but always kind of like in the background. Ironically, in 2024, this is the year when he became an inductee to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. It should have happened a long time ago for his sheer influence on rock music. One of the best albums, I guess, to send everyone to, and I know from the Facebook group, the Now Spinning Magazine Facebook group, a lot of people are already posting this, and it's obviously the Bluesbreakers album from 1966 with Eric Clapton, because it's timeless. It's absolutely timeless. The Paul Butterfield blues band in America, that I will see that was going on in the USA with the Paul Butterfield band, and over here we had John Mayall and Bluesbreakers album. This is the 2 CD set, which is also in this box, but it's absolutely superb. The other ones that I'm going to play today are the Turning Point, which is one of my favourites, and another one which is really highly recommended is the one with Peter Green from Fleetwood Mac, or when he went to Fleetwood Mac, which is absolutely incredible and really shows the guitar prowess of a very young guy. And a lot of these guitarists and people that became names on their own with their own future bands were really, really young. I mean, John Mayall was born in 1933. Most of the kind of musicians we think of being part of that huge wave of explosion of blues rock and rock music and heavy metal and prog and everything were all born around the 1945 mark. I mean, just look yourself at all your favourite bands from that period, and a lot of people seem to be born in that year. And so John Mayall, being from literally 12 years prior to that, roughly, must have been seeing like the older statesman. You remember what it's like when you're like 16 and you meet someone who's 26. They seem like an old person, don't they? Of course they're not. And so he was like a father figure, as he just brought out these people like Eric Clapton, Peter Green, Mick Taylor, John McVie, Huey Green, Mick Fleetwood, Jack Bruce, as I said, Ainsley Dunbar, Freddie Robinson, Red Holloway, all of these legends from the British blues boom. But this box set, which goes up to 1974, and it's huge, and as I said, I'm going to cover it, his career never stopped. He just kept going, and this is still an old album, Spinning Coin from 1995, but it's another one that's one of my favourite albums from him, but there are so many to choose from. The one I'm going to focus on personally today is Back to the Roots, which is from 1971, which I've taken from this box. It's a compilation of tracks compiled late 1970. And I've chose it because it features Mick Taylor on guitar, who went on to be in the Stones. He's very young on this, and Eric Clapton, and also Keith Hartley is on drums. And John Mayall was also an accomplished guitar player and keyboard player in his own right, great vocalist, and stayed true to the blues throughout his whole life. So it is a sad loss, very much so, because he's a cornerstone of where a lot of bands came from. So a lot of musicians from this period will also be very sad at this news. But he was active right up until the end, really. Great guy. And as I said, I'm going to do a full feature on this, but I just felt I wanted to say something as the news has just broken. So if you're new to John Mayall, and it doesn't matter at all, I always feel that when this happens, I remember what it was like when I was younger myself, that something had happened and I didn't know enough and I felt on the outside looking in. You don't have to be like that. We all have to start somewhere. But listen to Bluesbreakers album. And if you are someone that grew up in the kind of same vintage as me, you know what I'm talking about. So let me know what you're going to play and what memories you may have. I didn't see John live, but I've known that he's been around in the background as part of the infrastructure of blues and rock music itself. This whole range of popular music. He's one of these musicians who's just there. He's in the foundations, and it's a sad day. So thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. Remember, music is the healer and the doctor. So put something on, give it a spin, and let's look forwards. And remember that the music that John made, and all the musicians, many of whom, people I was just thinking, Jack Bruce and Peter Green, have passed away as well over the years. Let's take one of these albums out, maybe Hard Road, and give that a listen and bring this music to life today, because it's always there. This music will be there long after we've all gone, I imagine. So take care, all of you, and I'll talk to you very, very soon.